Hey everybody, welcome to Ryan and Rodrigo again. And today we're super lucky. I am very excited to have my sister Lily with us. Um, Here all the way from Portland, Oregon. Portland. And today she's going to be talking to us all about her trip to São Paulo in 2018, right, Lily?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah. I was
2018.
I was just thinking today if it was 2018, 17, or 19, and I couldn't even figure out about time, how fast time was going. But if you say it was 2018, then great. And Rodrigo, I can't remember if Lily was here. Did you guys get a chance to meet that time, or did you didn't
Nope.
quite connect? Huh?
Oh well, no, not really. I don't remember why. I don't. I don't really remember why, but no, we never got a chance to meet. Unfortunately.
So Lily, this is like my best friend in Brazil. This is Rodrigo. You're my best friend. I don't know if I'm your best friend.
Barely. Like.
And this is my sister Lily Rodrigo, um, and I think one of the things that got us really close when we were young, because there's a big age gap between us, right, Lily? Like 8 years, 9 years or so, 8 years.
Something like that.
Um, is that we played a lot of video games together, right?
Yeah. I think it was you that got me started. I think I was sick on the couch or something. You let me play the Pokemon Game Boy Color. And I was super excited because you had never let me play it before. And then, of course, little Pikachu following my character around was the cutest thing ever. So then I got attached. Then I was kind of silly when I was younger because I thought that the LV was 100 and something. So I thought my Pokemon were 117 level instead of level 7. So I used that one Pokemon the whole time. Then I grew up and realized how dumb I was when I was young.
Yeah. I just remember playing a lot of Smash Brothers with you.
Yeah, and I would get frustrated because I could never beat you.
But I'm sure that today you would win.
Maybe. I haven't played a lot of Smash lately, but not with the new ones now that you don't have to wait for the lag.
I'd have really good timing back then, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And also the Zelda games, right?
Yes. Ocarina is still the best one. Breath of the Wild is too overwhelming.
It is. I haven't played it, but I've watched some people play.
It's overwhelming. Yeah. Yeah.
And Zelda is actually one. Have you done any of the cosplaying for that?
No, I haven't. My friends, unfortunately, I don't know if they ever really got super into it. I have a couple of friends that cosplay it super good. He even like goes around and he tumbles. Like he does the roll all through the conventions. I don't know how he does it. It looks super tiring. He'll even do the yell every single time. But unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to actually cosplay it. But I've gone to a couple of their panels, and one of them runs a How to Play Ocarina panel. And it's super, super fun. So I kind of learned when conventions were open, how to play like Zelda's Lullaby and the Saria song. I got to play all like those fun songs on. It did not sound good like my flute, but it was fun.
Do you have one of the ocarinas?
I do.
Yeah, can you show it to us? Because I know what it is, but Rodrigo probably doesn't.
It's actually the Zelda one.
So look, Rodrigo, this is a flute from one of the games you can get, and Lily actually knows how to play it. Can you play one of the songs, Lily, to show?
No, I haven't picked it up in a while. I actually don't remember. I don't even know where my songboard is at. But
that's okay, no problem. But you really learned how to
name
play
in Portuguese.
I did for a little bit, and I was determined, and then work happened. And so I was working a lot, and I didn't have a lot of free time. I mean, now I don't really have an excuse, but...
Yeah. Nice. Well, we'll get back to cosplaying and convention later, but right now I want to ask you about when you came down to Brazil. Um, so that was your first time, like really traveling, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
First time traveling. As you know, I don't know. Mom and dad never really traveled outside of Washington and Idaho. So yeah, that was, I mean, I was on the plane for like Annie Louise's and that was about it.
Which is like
Grandma's
an
maybe.
hour, right, to travel out there.
Yeah, like not that long. So going from just an hour to what was it? 15 hours, something like that, plus like a 6-hour layover or something like that in Colorado or wherever I was at. Yeah, no, that was a lot. I was lucky though. I didn't sit like directly next to anyone for that long flight, so I had a free seat between me and the other person, so that was kind of nice.
Nice.
Hmm.
And did you feel like scared or excited, or what was your feeling being a first time traveler?
I was excited and nervous. I'm directionally challenged, so I didn't know how that was gonna go necessarily. It went pretty well. Colorado was super long, or Chicago. Maybe it was Chicago. Now I don't remember.
I don't
But
either.
anyway, wherever I was at for like 8 hours or whatever, I was getting antsy. I tried to take a nap, but at the same time, I was too paranoid to actually fall asleep because I didn't know if people were gonna come and like take advantage of that or not. It was nice to spread out my legs for a while, just like spread out, stretch them out. But other than that, I think I bought way too many Jamba Juices. Snacked too much at the airport. And then it was fine, and then I landed in Sao Paulo, and then I couldn't necessarily, I could like follow the arrows, but it was kind of like overwhelming. I'm like, maybe I'm not going the right way. I don't really know. And then getting my luggage was a little bit scary because no one spoke English. Like I asked like a lot of people like a question, like very simple in English, and they were just like, "Oh, I don't know English," and I'm like, oh no, because I couldn't find my bags. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that, but it's true. Your bags got lost somewhere, and
Yeah.
you had to deal with it, and you couldn't speak any English or any Portuguese.
Yeah, no, I couldn't speak any Portuguese, and it was really scary. I was just like, I thought that they said it was gonna be at this belt, and then they're like, yeah, we can't help you. I don't know what you're saying. I'm like, oh no. So I'm like looking at the signs, which if I remember right, I think there was some in English. I don't remember, but I remember thinking, oh, this is the help line. So I went through the helpline. I think you found me by then and was able to help me, but they were like in the lost and found pile that was like coming to that. I don't remember what necessarily happened. You would have gotten your stuff. Your stuff was good. But my
Yeah.
traveling stuff was lost.
All of the food and stuff that Mom sent me
Yes.
was in the bag that was found, but your clothes and things were lost. So
Yep.
I was ready to go. I was like, you don't need clothes. My
I was just
peanut
like, oh, my
butter
first time
and
traveling.
maple syrup are there, so we can go. It's
Oh, it's all good. My first time traveling long distance and my bags got lost. But they were found and everything was fine, so.
yeah.
Yeah, I
You
don't
have-
know. I think
I mean, do you have any advice? Any time traveler feeling nervous by travel internationally? Do you have anything to say to them to say, try this, do this? Maybe learn a few things in the country, in the language of the country.
maybe practice some Portuguese before you go. I don't know. I honestly just had to bring a lot of entertainment on the layovers. I don't know. People are super helpful. Like they're not just gonna let you go on the wrong airplane like I was scared of. Like they're pretty, like, you know, people are willing to help you and whatnot. Because once you land in your like gate section or whatever of the airport, if you don't leave it, I think I would have had problems if I left it. But I don't know. It's really, I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
I mean,
You're
once
right.
you land, like in Sao Paulo, like I think I remember. I think in the airport there's some like English, and it points you in the right arrows. I think the scariest part was just going through like customs or whatever. But even then, like I don't know. It's just think of it as a new experience and a new adventure, and it's actually super fun. You're just kind of going out into the unknown, and whatever happens, happens, I guess. Now, maybe I wouldn't be saying that if I got lost somewhere, but with no service, since I don't have cell service there. But
Uh, yeah. Well, then after that, you left the airport, and you got to experience a little bit of São Paulo. And Rodrigo,
Right away.
I'll let you talk a little bit. Rodrigo, she came to your country. Where is your Paulo or Brazil or here?
She said she was going into the unknown, and Lilly, you got to know that leaving my house, going to work in Brazil, it's the same. Just going to my job, it's kind of going to the unknown. Yeah, Ryan will be able to explain to you a little better. But one day I talked about this to Ryan. Ryan said to me that in America, you kind of know what's going to happen, and in Brazil, you don't know. Like, if you're just going, like coming from Portland to São Paulo, it's similar to going from São Paulo to another place in São Paulo. It's just your bags can get lost, and you can get lost, or the train you were taking just goes another direction, and then something explodes. I don't want to sound I don't want it to sound like Brazil. It's weird. It's just different. So I have that to say. So coming to Brazil, it will always be experiencing the unknown. Even if you come here 10, 20 times, the 20th time you'll be like, what is this? They speak another language now. Yeah, the president he changed the language. So that happens around here. But now, questions. Since you never traveled internationally, I would like to ask you, first I'd like to know why exactly did you come down here? Was it to visit Ryan? Was it to come to what is the name? The convention? Was it to just travel and have a good time? Did you have one reason? What were the reasons for you to come down here?
so I've definitely always wanted to travel. But again, like our parents never really traveled like a lot. But when my brother met Allie, I think I met her once before. No, did I meet Allie before you moved over there?
No, not before I moved, but right after I moved, I brought Allie back to right after I moved.
Okay. Yes. So, I went to go see my brother, and then I also went to go, it's interesting. I find other cultures and other places very interesting, and it's something that I definitely want to do. I want to travel a lot more when I can. And we met Allie, super sweet, super nice. I wanted to go meet her and where she grew up, and I had never met her family, obviously, and I wanted to go see like where my brother had been living for how long have you been living there? In 2018.
You came, I guess it was 7 years.
It was 7 years. Yeah, for 7 years, just to see like how different it is, and again meet the in-laws, and it was a really fun experience. I mostly went there to see family and meet family and get to know another culture, and it was a good experience. It was super overwhelming. I thought Portland was big, so Portland's not big anymore. I believe it when you say that I could go there 20 times and not even see half of Brazil, because that is a big or Sao Paulo. That's a big city. No, I definitely came just to see what was over there, and my brother had been saying you need to come. I mean, I was the last one to go, but I was the first one to travel alone, so I could say that. And they were like talking about it. I saw pictures. I don't know. I was also just very curious, very excited, very nervous when I traveled, but it was good. It was a fun time. So
another question. Do you even like Ali? I
do I
know she's
even
not
like
watching.
Ali?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
love
know.
Ali.
Okay.
I wish I could have
So
hung out with her a little bit more when I was over there, but she had a lot of work that week, so.
Sure. I see. Well, Ryan, don't show this to Ali, okay? I love her.
Okay. Yeah.
Lily, I'm jealous of her. Ryan is married to Ali as much as I am married to Ryan. So, no, okay. And then you came down here and you got the first experience. First day you lost your bags, and then what do you? If I ask you one thing you remember, except for the Comic Con, I know you like it, but one thing, one word, or not one word, but one thing, a meal or an impression you had of Brazil. What would you say? It's the one thing you would tell your friends. Brazil, this.
Ooh. I would
Just one.
say,
It's a game.
I think I was like saying that Brazil, when I was like describing it, was overwhelming. But at the same time, my first experience off of the airplane, out of the airport, was a full-on mall, which is very strange. There's lots of smells, lots of people like approaching me, lots of people like, it was like a full-on mall. And then once you left there, it was just like building cities like everywhere. Like the driving, like you call it California driving here when you see driving, but then you go to Sao Paulo and it's just like, sometimes I just had to like block out the windows. I was just like, I'm just not gonna look. Like, oh my gosh, that is a lot. And you know, like we took a lot of different subways, trains. Like I even took like an actual like train from like one point to another point, which we don't do that here, really. But I don't know. It was a good experience though. The food, super good. But at the same time, I feel like I was spoiled. My in-laws got fish for me because they knew I liked fish and I'm not a big fan of meat. So I was spoiled there. And then my brother and Ali took me to sushi. So I was spoiled there too. So I can't really say. I guess I did experience all the beans and rice and everything. Food was good. Food was very good. In-laws know how to cook. That was really good. I think I tried like eggplant or something while I was over there, and that was super good. The housing, super different but super pretty. I think I was at my sister-in-law's apartment where I really got to see, because they like lived on a higher floor. And I don't know, and experiencing like 90-degree weather and then all of a sudden it's pouring down rain, like I mean, I guess it could happen in Oregon too, but like I guess I'm not used to like the tropical, is it typhoons? I don't know, but I don't know. It was a fun experience. Brazil is overwhelming but super fun. There, you can't get bored there, that's for sure.
Earlier, you were saying that you thought that Portland was big, and then came to São Paulo, and you finally understood what big really is, right? Now that you have gone back to Portland, are there any other things that really have changed effective because of your trip down here? Any other ways that you now look at the world a little?
I don't know. I honestly don't go to Portland all that much because, as I said earlier, I'm super directionally challenged. I also, the one-way stressed me out down there. But I don't know. I guess like,
because like one for me. Here, I'll give you a minute to think. I'll answer my own question. Think about it. One that I realized was about like food and eating and dieting, and I realized that the food that Americans eat is absolute garbage all of the time. Even like when you make food at home, people cook for themselves at home. It's 99% junk food, and
Except for Velveeta.
yeah, sure. But Brazilians, like a typical Brazilian meal, is very healthy. They have beans and rice, and usually a vegetable, a salad, and a little bit of meat, and that's a typical Brazilian meal. But there isn't a typical American meal
No.
like that, and it really sort of changed my perspective on eating.
I would say, I'm sorry, I would say the typical American meal, and I know it isn't, but something
Tacos,
I like to
very
make.
typical American meal.
No,
Tacos, no.
not at all. What I always see when I watch, well, the experience I have, or the impression I have, or the knowledge I have from American people, is what I see in movies and what you guys tell me. And every time I watch a movie, or I talk to somebody, or when I talk to Kate, when I was younger, like you guys have a big breakfast. Breakfast food is big in America. You guys love breakfast. We eat everything for breakfast, like literally everything. And then you have lunch, and lunch is not that big. And then you have dinner. Dinner is the real time. It's the only time you sit down and have a meal. And it's always vegetable, mashed potatoes, steak or chicken, something like. I would say that is the meal. Vegetables, steamed vegetables like asparagus or something, or carrots, or just frozen vegetables that were steamed, and then mashed potatoes and a steak, something like that. What do you have to say? What do you guys have to say about this?
I think that's a dream.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a nice thought, but I don't think it's true.
That's the ideal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think the first thing of that meal that gets thrown out is the vegetable. I think like maybe people have like a steak, chicken, and potato. All right, I could see that being like a normal thing, but no vegetables. That's maybe corn. No, man. A meat
Thanksgiving.
and a potato, maybe, or maybe just a meat.
What
Or
did
maybe
you?
meat and bread, or maybe I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. That there is no American meal. There's no beans and rice.
Okay, but there's got to be, for example, my mom used to make me, I don't know, to not make me, but to make a stew, or to make, I don't know, some meals through the week. What did your mom make? Usually, like, I remember you told me mac and cheese, Kraft mac and cheese, that
No,
you
not
made.
Kraft. I made.
You, okay, okay.
Lily and I
Velveeta.
both
And-
love my mom's fettuccine Alfredo, right?
I know.
Yep. But
I
like
heard
that's
of
not
that.
a staple. Something she would make once in a while.
Okay.
Right? But that's what every meal my mom would make was. It was something she would make once in a while, and she would just cycle through these, 15, 20 different dishes every.
What are some? Tell me some. I don't know. Maybe
Another
we
one
get
is a
some-
stew.
We're
You
getting
said a
somewhere.
stew. She used to make a stew.
Okay, stew.
Used to make pork chops with gravy and rice.
Mm. Okay.
You think of some, Lily? Help me out.
Homemade mac and cheese. Stroganoff. She did Thai food once and never did it again. She said it was too much work.
Oh, I remember that. It's
yeah.
not exactly
Or there's also Thai peanut chicken. She makes
Yeah.
Thai peanut chicken.
Thai peanut chicken, tacos,
I make that.
Taco salad.
taco salad.
She makes a lot. I don't know why it's just going blank.
Chicken pot pie.
Chicken pot pie.
Cartman's favorite.
I feel like when she had a house full of kids, though, she was pretty good at adding some sort of vegetables.
Yeah, but also I think mom is very atypical, not normal, because she actually studied nutrition and these things at college. So we can't use her as a reference for the typical American family.
And I remember one of the first things she said not to me, but that I heard her say when she was down here is that, well, how can you mix two starchy food like in one meal? You have rice and then you have potatoes and you have
bread.
And he said, oh, and bread. We have like 10 starchy something in our meal.
She gets so mad at my dad because my dad when he makes breakfast, my dad wants to have pancakes and potatoes, same meal. My mom absolutely refuses to do it. But okay.
Yeah.
Did you think of anything, Lily? Anything that maybe changed your perspective when you were in Brazil? Anything you realized about your life, about America that was interesting, strange, different?
I'm trying to remember like actual like kind of interactions that like I had with people while just walking around the city, and I just don't remember them. I don't know. I'm honestly like, and it's hard to really compare right now because we're still in quarantine. As I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, wow, this was only supposed to go on for 2 weeks and it's been almost a year. So I'm trying to look back to my normal life when I would like go out and everything, and it's just not coming back to me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to remember interactions and everything, but as of right now, I'm like just going to work, coming home, and that's like it. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Also 2 years ago when I went over, so everything's being blurred.
No, but she said the size thing.
Yeah,
right?
she already said
Like,
one. I'm already asking you
like,
too much.
Going back on that food thing, though, that does make sense because I remember also trying, what was that we tried? Was it full cane juice? Okay, like cane sugar juice.
Oh yeah, the sugar cane juice.
Yeah, that was
Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. I really did. I did notice that the food was totally different. It was really good. What again was spoiled with in-law food, and she like cooked everything from scratch, and we had those like fudge yummy things.
Brigadeiro.
Yeah, those were really good. And what was the other stuff? It was like the deep fried, was it?
Coxinha.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You only had the best stuff you could have. My God. I'm getting hungry now just by brigadeiro and coxinha. Oh, okay. And you know.
With the cane juice. What was that?
Pastel.
Pastel, yeah.
It's like a big dumpling. Or it's like, yeah. You only had amazing food while you were down here.
Okay. What
and you know, sorry Ryan, but there's coxinha made of brigadeiro.
Yes.
It's like a
chocolate coxinha.
Yes. Which is also amazing.
So good. Oh, and the little truffle thing. Well, were they the same things that Ali's mom made that we got?
I think so.
And yeah, probably.
Yeah. Those are just more brigadeiro, but with different flavors. Not just chocolate. They had like peanut butter and all different ones. Mm-hmm. Rodrigo's getting hungry.
Yeah.
All right. So, just one more question about your trip to Brazil in general before we move on to the conventions and the cosplay is if Rodrigo ever gets to come to visit, ever get to go visit Portland, what are some of the like best things about the United States, the best things about Portland you want him to that were similar to when you came to São Paulo and you got to experience all the best parts like we were just talking about. You had all the best food, you hopefully saw the best side of São Paulo. What would be the best side of Portland?
Where would you take me? Or
Because it would also be his first international
yeah.
trip.
Right.
I'm not sure. I really want to go to the U.S.
A little bit messy right now.
Yeah.
In Portland, huh? I don't know. I feel like I don't do all that much here. I guess
About-
there's
Food
I
is
feel
big
like-
for me.
food.
Yeah.
Well, we just talked about our food compared to your food, so now I don't know.
But which ones would you recommend, Lily? Which ones would you say are the best side of American food?
I
you
just
wanted
saw
to
this
show off
conversation with
American
someone
food,
who's
what would
like,
you
what is American food though? Like pizza, tacos, like sushi. I pasta. You know what I mean, though.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But Lily, is
Yeah.
there something? Is there something local, like an old lady that makes apple pie, or I don't know, something local that you remember? Like, I think he would like this. I would like pretty much anything I can eat. I like Velveeta very much. I had Velveeta out of the just straight
Just
up
Velveeta. You
Velveeta.
just ate.
Yes, and I liked it. So, what would you recommend? Where would you tell me to go to?
I honestly don't go out. I feel like Portland life is like bar life these days.
Would
Did
you
it-
recommend your restaurant? He should go to Applebee's.
No, forget about this. Lily, do you make cookies?
I
You
make
make-
cookies, yeah.
Good
That's
cookies
the
or
only
frozen?
thing I can bake. Huh?
Good cookie homemade, or do you get the dough in the
I
supermarket?
homemade them.
That's enough for me. That's enough.
He's
Okay?
buying the
I
tickets
can, I
now.
can have cookies.
I actually
Okay.
made snickerdoodles for the first time at Christmas time. They turned out really good.
Do you know snickerdoodles, Rodrigo? Do you know what these are?
No,
No?
I imagine, but no, I don't know.
What are the ingredients, Lily? It's like cinnamon.
Cinnamon, brown sugar, butter. I can't remember what I rolled in it. I think it was sugar and cinnamon. So you take the dough. So it's like cookie dough. There's no chocolate chips or anything. It's just the dough, and you mix together cinnamon and sugar, and you roll it so it's sitting on top more like, and then they kind of like all melt together when they're in the oven. They're my favorite. They have to turn out fluffy though, otherwise hard snickerdoodles aren't snickerdoodles.
Yeah, I agree. I agree for sure.
But-
Okay, cool. So we have to take a short break to reload the Zoom meeting. And then when we get back, we're going to talk to Lily all about the comic book convention and all about her love cosplay and make the costumes yourself, right?
Sometimes I'll just get like sizes that are too big, and I'll like overlap. Like I'll my gosh, I lost the word for it.
We'll see when you get back. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. So just a second, everybody. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, everybody. Thanks for waiting. And we're here with Lily. And Lily, your birthday was just a few days ago, right?
Yes.
So happy birthday to you. And
Thank
you were, oh my God, 26 here?
Six. Yeah. Our little sister is 21 in August.
Shut up.
Oh, Ryu wants to say hi.
Hi, Ryu. Cute. Very cute. Oh, Lily, one of the reasons that you came and came down here when you did was because of the comic book convention, the CXP, Comic Convention Experience. And it is now the São Paulo one. Well, now they're all canceled. But the 2018 one was supposedly the biggest one in the world. It had the most attendance, the largest number of people. I think over 4 days, something like 250,000 people. And how did it compare to the other convention?
Yeah, super, I know I use this word a lot, overwhelming, but, Sao Paulo is, like I said, Seattle, Portland, big cities, but Sao Paulo is like on a whole nother spectrum. So the line was typical for most conventions, you know, you wait in line, and if you pre-registered, it's a faster line, but at the same time, everyone pre-registers that thinks about it. So that whole like process was like same as here. But as soon as you walk through those convention doors, you like couldn't take 2 steps without bumping into someone. It was just like insane. Like first, everything was kind of stationed a little bit differently because in your convention, it looked like there was like, oh, here's a place for like friends, and here's a place for like new shows that are coming out, and like here's the place for like, I don't know, was it like split off in different sections, right? Like League of Legends, Friends, another popular thing, and it kind of split off into sections like that. And it was really cool. There were some places that I didn't get to see, but I'll probably get back to it later. But the friends that I met, you know, they like showed pictures of like, this is where like they recreated a room. Like for the Friends one, we just didn't want to wait in line. Like when they redid the cafe, like we don't have stuff like that at our convention. So that was super cool. Yeah, no, we don't have like set up. That would be cool. I think it would be super fun. But we don't have like remade rooms of like certain stuff. So that was kind of cool. I mean, you go into our convention and it's just like cosplay everywhere. There's like no stands out in the middle, really, except for like the info center. Like maybe a stand for like that con's like merchandise, and like a info help center. Like I think that's really it. But otherwise, like out in the open, it's just cosplays, just like to meet people. And like there'll be photo shoots like here and there, like, and they'll be scheduled to go to a certain area of the convention to do their photo shoot. But really, that's all that goes on out in the open. Otherwise, they have like a whole separate room for artist galleries. Then they'll have a whole separate room for the shopping centers. What is it called? But like everything is just kind of like, oh, you want to go shopping? Like it's all in this room. Oh, you want to go to the artist galleries? It's all in this room, type of a thing. And you know, I think that like SakuraCon, the one in Seattle, is super big. But yeah, no, it was not big in comparison to. I mean, if you see someone that you really want to like take a picture with or take a picture of, you better catch them as soon as you see them, because you'll lose sight of them as soon as you look away in Sao Paulo. So that's a help that I for sure.
What got you interested first in doing these conventions? I mean, I liked to go. I went to the one with you in 2018. I went just because it was interesting and fun, something to do. But for you, it's like a hobby. It's something that you do 2 or 3 times a year, right? So what is it that got you into it as more of a hobby?
Yeah, so ever since I was younger, I've been super into anime, and it all started with you. Saturday mornings, we'd wake up every morning to watch the new Pokemon episode and a new Yu-Gi-Oh episode. And obviously, as I grew up and I watched things like I watched like Hamtaro, which is animated, Sailor Moon, which is animated, and I guess I just got more and more into it, and obviously got into more bigger kid stuff. And then I heard of things called conventions, and I saw them online, and I would beg mom and dad to take me to them, and obviously they wouldn't. Kind of glad they didn't. And then I think one year I just decided to go, because you can say that you want to go and do something, but you have to like actually take action to go. So I think my first one, when was my first one? I have all my badges hanging up. I think 20, I can't remember if I was in college or high school, but I just decided to go. I think me and my friend Katie decided to go together for our first go, and I cosplayed Juvia from Fairy Tail. I believe that was the only one that I had bought that one. And we went. I had no idea what I was walking into, zero clue. I just knew that there was more people that was super into anime like me and super into stuff, so I went, and it was a super fun experience. I went, and people were nothing but nice. They were like talking about how much they liked our characters, and they would like ask to take, like, I think it was our first convention, and we took like every 5 steps someone wanted our picture, which was super fun. Met a whole bunch of people that liked Fairy Tail like we did. I don't know. I think that first go around, I made like 20 friends. And then it was super cool, super fun. And on top of that, we were all cosplayed from the same anime. So then as our group got bigger, obviously we got stopped like 100 times more, because when you have the whole like show together, it's cooler to take the picture. And I don't know, we just went around, did our own thing. You don't have to stay in the convention. You can like go wander into Portland and whatnot. And so we'd like going to restaurants and seeing like anime characters like sit down and eat, and like, you know, you're like sitting there talking to your friends, you look and you're like, oh my gosh, there's that person from this anime, and oh my gosh, there's that person from this anime. And honestly, conventions have made me so outgoing. Like I'm not shy anymore. I'll go up and I'll just like not know the person. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I love your cosplay. You look exactly like them. Can I take a picture? And people are super nice about it. I get talking. I think my best friend makes fun of me because every single time I see someone and I ask to take their picture, she'll like look at the other people that we're talking to. She's like, watch, she's gonna make friends with them in like 2 seconds. And sure enough, like after about like 10 seconds of like talking to them, I'm like, Shelby, come here. She goes, see, I told you. And I don't know. We always come home with like 5 or more friends every convention. I don't know. I think it's just super cool because when I was younger, anime wasn't a thing. It was weird to be into, and it was weird to like other people. But to me, it was like my escape from whatever I was going through. And so being able to go to these conventions and meeting people that know what I'm talking about is super fun and super cool. And I feel like making friends there is just like 100 times easier because we have that relation, like that similarity already that bonds us together. And I don't know, I would say just the friendships and the seeing people who are into the same interests as you is what really actually got me addicted to them. So yeah, and it gives me reasons to like go visit other parts of Oregon to go see them. So
sure. Rodrigo, any questions?
My God. Now I don't know. All I can say, Lily, is that I have so many questions that I don't even know exactly what to ask you first. But then I don't know. Ryan, you tell her about me.
Rodrigo is like the least nerdy person on the planet.
It doesn't mean I'm not a nerd. I'm
he's
a nerd
nerdy about different things, I guess. Like he's nerdy for music, nerdy maybe
English.
For English, yeah, for linguistic things for sure. for cooking, for food, for these things. Yeah. But if you try to talk to him about science fiction, he'll be like, "Why, man? That's not real. Never going to happen. Why do I care?" Or you talk to him about anything that's animated ever, and he's like, "That's fake. That's stupid."
And that's why I said when you go to these conventions, you already have that relation because I mean, that's how it was growing up too. People are like, why are you into that? And I'm like, well, why are you into Doctor Who? Like, it's the same stuff. I'm just into like animated things and you're not. So yeah, no, like, yeah.
Yeah, the thing with me is that I'm not. Well, I don't know. It's like imagine a 90-year-old person. I'm like
like
it's,
Grandpa. Imagine Grandpa.
Well, that's
like Papa Gary, right?
Yeah,
Rodrigo knows Papa Gary. They got along really well because I think their interests overlap a lot.
Lawnmowers and engines. So so yeah, and so Lily, you're gonna have to help me out here. For example, Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
I know the image because I'm friends with Fabio. So I know, but I don't know if it's Zelda or Sailor Moon, for example. I maybe like I have no idea. If you ask me, is that Zelda? Is that I don't know. So I never played or saw Zelda in front of me. Digimon, Pokemon. I never watched 2 minutes of any of those cartoons. So I don't know what to ask you first. But let me try. You cosplay, okay? What gets someone started in cosplay? Is it because you like anime and then you start trying to, I don't know, play a character, or I don't know, what gets someone started in cosplay?
So I think that answer is different for everyone. So keep that in mind. This is my perspective, not other people's, because everyone cosplays for different reasons. For me, I do it when I think I started doing it because I struggled a lot growing up. And anime was the one thing that helped me, like, because you're right, these are things that would never happen in the real world, period. Like, it's totally like made up. Like, obviously magical girls aren't gonna go saving us from
Right. That's Ryan's view of me. I don't think like that. So it's just
but I mean, and that's the fun of it, is when the world is so frustrating and like you just can't, like, I don't know, you just don't want to even like think about it anymore. That's the one thing. Obviously, anime's not real. Anime's never gonna happen. Like, it's totally like out of this realistic world. So that's where my escape was. And then being able, like, I think they have a lot of good life lessons though in anime, like realistic ones that you could use in the real world for sure. And so when I either relate to the character or like I just really like the storyline and I just decide to cosplay someone from it, I think I do it to kind of escape myself a little bit. And it's really fun to, like, because when you cosplay them, I'm not a role player. I'll say that right now. I think role playing is, I can't do it. I'm not an actor. I don't know. I'm not into role play, but I do it to like feel like, I don't know, to just feel like someone else and to, why do I do it? I think it's just to help like me escape from the real life for a little bit, because it is a whole nother world once you cosplay and step into the convention, because now you're not in the real world, you're like in like anime world at that moment. And so then being able to dress up and be someone else, like, it makes the experience a whole lot better. And when you do things like me and my roommate sometimes do, which sometimes we just go to Goodwill, put together a costume, like, you know, prick ourselves with needles like all night and style wigs all night and get glue all over our fingertips and eyeballs because we're on a con crunch is what we call it. And then people saying, "Oh my gosh, your cosplay is so good. It's so beautiful." It makes you feel really good. It makes you feel really like, I did a good job and I spent X amount of time on it, and then I stayed up until 6 a.m. and went to this convention to show it off, and you respect it. And I don't know, it's a good experience. But I think I did it to just help like leave the real life for a little bit, and then I just cosplay because I just think it's super fun. Expensive, but it's super fun.
Huh.
It's a good hobby.
But for example, do you are there people that like to cosplay, but they don't like animes? They like, for example, are there Friends cosplay or Seinfeld cosplay or?
Oh yeah.
Or
Oh
is it-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the ones that I go to here in Oregon are more anime based. So like Komori-con, Sakura-con, like they're more like total like anime based. But there are things like Comic-Cons, which are more for like Marvel and superheroes. But then the one that I went to in Sao Paulo, I think it was pretty broad. Cause I saw there was like I said, there was like a Friends cafe from like the Friends show. And I mean, I've ran into like Spencer Reed from Criminal Minds before at these things. So like, yeah, people cosplay like other people from like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, Criminal Minds, FBI. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ryan, keep
Yeah.
talking. I'm still thinking of something.
Oh, all right. I'm a little distracted because I think the football game ended or started, and people are really yelling outside.
Oh, I was wondering if that
Yes.
was someone's phone. That's outside.
Yeah, I
Yes,
have
yes.
a noise canceller on the microphone, but you can still hear it because it's crazy right now.
It's like the Super Bowl today.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Anyway, okay. So Lily, I'm just curious if maybe one of the reasons that you like cosplay, that you like to dress up, is similar to what you were saying about the conventions, that it really helped with your self-confidence, because it gave you an opportunity like outside of yourself, you know,
Mhm.
and gave you just this opportunity to practice being confident, you know.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, because
Um,
I was outgoing, I guess, but not like how I am today by any means.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. I put on the cosplay, I go to a convention, and all of a sudden I can talk to like anybody.
Sure.
It's like I have no filter. My best friend says I'm a lot sometimes. She'll be like, because I get distracted. I don't know. Some part of me thinks I have partial ADD. I'll be walking, she'll be talking to me, and then she'll turn around and I'm missing. And she's like, Lily, where'd you go? And she's just like, can't find me anywhere. It's because I see someone that catches my eye and I go and I just start a full on conversation. And she's just like, Lily, I was talking to you. And I'm like, oh, sorry. This is so and so. Aren't they good looking? Like, they're just like, she goes, oh my gosh. She's just like, I'm sorry. They're like, no, it's great. But I think also cosplaying, when you can nitpick people and you see, you know, because if you recognize someone, obviously they're into that anime. So then obviously you're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about. So that helps a lot too. But I mean, you saw me. I went to Sao Paulo. I knew no one. I went with Ali and my brother, and I ended up leaving that convention with like 3 or 4 friends that day.
Yeah.
I
How
still
did you
keep
meet those people?
that day.
Right? Because
Uh,
I remember like we left you for like 5 seconds or something, and we turned around and suddenly you had a group of new friends. So like, what happened? how did you? And you didn't speak any Portuguese. So
I didn't speak any Portuguese.
how did you meet these people and become friends with them?
So I'm super obsessed with Miraculous Ladybug. I cosplay Miraculous Ladybug. I was very upset once I met these friends that I didn't bring Ladybug, but I thought that Ladybug was too hot because it's a full-on bodysuit and it was summer in Brazil, so I put that cosplay out of the question. But I saw Miraculous Ladybug cosplayers and they looked so good. And so I like went up to them and I didn't know if they were gonna understand me or not, but I like put up my thumbs. I was just like, you guys look super good. Like you guys look amazing. Is it okay if I like take a picture? And I like pulled out my phone, you know, and like pointed, and one of them spoke English. So she was just like, oh, they were like, thank you so much. And like, they were able to translate. And they, after that, we were like talking, we were nerding out. One of them spoke a little bit of English and we were just talking about Miraculous Ladybug. They knew who I was cosplaying too, which was from My Hero Academia. And so we kind of chatted for a while and then they just said, hey, do you want to hang out with us, type of a thing? And I was like, oh, well, and they're like, if you want to. And I'm just like, well, I guess. And then I think that's when you and Allie found me. I was just like, yeah, if it's fine, I'm going to hang out with these people for a while. And so you guys went and did your own thing. I think I went off with them for what, like 3 hours? 4 hours?
You went off with them for a while. And then
And
we found you eventually, and you were with them making like TikTok videos.
yeah.
In some corner of the convention. We're making really silly videos with them. I remember.
Yeah, and the most mind-blowing thing of the trip though would be that person that was cosplaying Cat Noir, I followed them on TikTok, and I thought
like
how great,
before you went to
before
Brazil,
I met them,
you were
followed,
already following them.
Yes, because I was like, wow, this person's super good. I really like their stuff. So I hit the follow button. And it literally bugged me the whole time because I was like, this Chat Noir cosplayer looks so familiar, but I don't know. Like, obviously, I don't know them because, like, we're in Brazil right now. So obviously, not a thing. And then they were like, do you have a TikTok? And I said, yes. And so we exchanged TikToks. And I went, what's your username? And they responded. And I went, no way, you're this TikToker? And they're like, you already follow me? And I went, I love your videos. Wait, this is you? And we were just so mind blown. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, we met in Sao Paulo, one of the big cities in the biggest, what you said, convention in the world. And we just happened to cross paths. And I still keep up with them to this day. We message each other on Instagram. That same group too, there's like 3 or 4 others that I still keep up with on Instagram, and we check in with each other on like a monthly basis. Sometimes I'm really bad at texting, so sometimes I'll forget to respond. I'll be like, oh yeah, but we still keep up, and we still, like, you know, they keep on talking about my next time in Sao Paulo, and they're like, next time you come, bring this cosplay and this cosplay and this cosplay. So no, it was super fun experience. That was definitely one of my favorite memories. Was I already followed this person, thought they were super talented, and I met them, hung out with them, made TikToks with them, and now we still keep up. So
like, even though São Paulo is so overwhelming, it was also different for you. Everything was so crazy, right? It's really a small world, you know.
yeah,
Not,
it's crazy.
we're all so close after all.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cool. Well, Rodrigo, do you have any other questions for her?
I do. First of all, I watch this one. I know, Miraculous Ladybug, Cat Noir. I watched all of it with my son. He really likes it, and so cosplay. What else other than cosplay do you like in this universe? Like anime, and what other things? What is your favorite thing about it? Or is it mostly cosplay?
It's mostly cosplay. Watching the anime and cosplaying it, relating to characters. Yeah. Cosplay's the fun part of it. Anime is the suspenseful part that you have to wait on a weekly basis to watch the next episode, and it stresses me out sometimes. But yeah, cosplay is definitely the fun part of it. I think that's how I make most of my friends and going to conventions. I don't know if I have a favorite part. If I had to get rid of one, I don't know which one I would get rid of.
And in the process of cosplaying, is there a favorite part of the process, like making the costume or meeting the people or
Meeting people, the costume, like stitching and like remaking and reshaping can get super frustrating sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes like I look at even styling my wigs and I look at them and I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this. And I'll like go throw it in a corner and not look at it again until I'm ready to like redo the whole thing. And that includes like, you know, because once you spray the glue the glue on, now you have to wash your wig and start all over. So and it's like that with sewing too. I mean, I have one for Miraculous Ladybug actually, that's like quarter done, and I think I messed up on one of the stitchings and I got super frustrated. It's been sitting in a cubby now for a year. And then Shelby just brought up, we should probably finish those. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. But it's definitely having the final piece done that you're actually satisfied with and then going out and meeting people with it. Sewing can be fun, but it can also be so frustrating. And I think I've always had like a perfectionist side of me. So not having it perfected the way that I want it to is difficult.
Okay. One thing that I never told Ryan about this, but I like anime. Okay, Ryan. It depends. For example, well, I don't know the names in
Like,
English.
you like
that's the problem.
Caballeros? Yeah.
No.
I
Wait.
showed Lily
Don't
this.
don't go that far. I like Cowboy Bebop very much.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay. I have the DVD. I went to the store and I bought that DVD, Ryan. So, but
That's
I would
cool,
never
man.
tell you.
That
Okay.
one is cool.
Now I'm telling Lily, okay? So you forget about this. You never mention that. You never bring that up in
Okay.
a conversation, Ryan. okay?
I'll forget it now.
But my favorite one, I don't know if it's famous. It's the Garden of Words. Maybe that's the name. It's on Netflix, and it's like a romantic comedy, but
that's the
good.
guy with the shoemaking.
Yes, that one. That's my favorite. I don't even know if that's qualified as an anime.
That's
or
a
if, yeah, well, that's
an
my
anime.
favorite one. Viagem de Chihiro, but I don't know the name in English. Or Chihiro.
I think it was the garden, whatever you said. It sounded great.
No, but there's another one that is really, really good. Let me see. But I only know the name in Portuguese. Let me see. This one is amazing. Viagem de Chihiro. And so, see, Ryan, I like that. Yeah, see?
You're surprising me, man. You've got new sides to you, levels, layers that I never knew about.
Just Spirited Away.
Of course, everyone likes Spirited Away, man.
Yeah.
Miyazaki, you can't go wrong with that one.
Yeah, for sure. Lily, what
No,
is
I
the
like-
Miyazaki with the like? She works as a broom maker.
Room maker. Are you talking about Kiki's delivery service?
Yes, it's Miyazaki,
She's
right?
she's a delivery. She's a witch that delivers
That's
the
it.
bakery. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And her little cat Gigi.
I also like Totoro. What is?
Totoro.
Totoro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
him hanging up right there.
Oh yeah, I also like that anime. Yeah. So see, Ryan, I like 5
And
animes.
you're more into anime than me.
Yeah, see. No, those I don't know what they have in common that make me like them very much, but these ones, especially the Garden of Words, I like very, very much.
I think the animation is super pretty in that one. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, before we wrap up, Lily, we've been asking you questions for the last hour and a bit. Here, Do you have any questions about Brazil, about São Paulo that you were not able to figure out? Left, you had doubts or questions about you could ask us as we wrap up?
I don't think so. Can't really think of questions off the top of my head. I thought it was super cool just to experience. I felt like we went to how many places? I have no idea. All I know is that he told me that I wore him out by the end of the week. And now that I made new friends in Brazil, maybe they could take care of me next time I visit.
I was trying to take you to as many places as possible.
And every single place that we went to was like super different. It was interesting. So, I mean, it was like a whole nother town. Like even the town that we saw where Allie's parents and sister live, the housing looked completely different than if we took the subway, whatever it's called, to like the next town over. The buildings are completely different. You go to the next town over and then the buildings are completely different. I don't know. It was fun. So even though it was all Sao Paulo, it was just all different parts. So
Lily, I have a question for you. What is your favorite breakfast food?
I'm really bad at eating breakfast, but my favorite breakfast food.
You like Pop-Tarts?
No, I think probably hash browns. I don't know.
Oh,
I like hash
That's
browns.
the correct answer. Lily knows. Hash browns are amazing.
Ryan,
Omelets are good too.
Ryan
The hash browns are good.
taught me all about hash browns, so I make them now. Not good ones. We have different potato here in Brazil, right, Ryan?
Yeah, the potato's different, and you have to make the hash browns yourself. Like in the U.S., you can just go to the store and buy frozen hash browns and put them on the stove and make them. Here, you have to take the potatoes and slice them and do I don't know. It's all
No, but
about production.
I don't
Ryan.
shred them like mom did, but I cut them into cubes and I attempt to.
Yeah.
Not the best fit. So there's that. Sometimes they turn out good, but sometimes the potatoes, because I don't know how to like cut them evenly into even squares. Some of them are burnt, some of them are perfectly golden, and some of them are raw by the time I'm done with them. But they're good regardless. I like hash browns.
Yeah, but I know I'm being a bit repetitive here, but what is your favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
You know, mom never really bought us like stuff like that. Like it had to be like a special occasion for that. Like he said, like she was very like,
Healthy,
I can cook, I can make you good food. Why do you want stuff like Pop-Tarts? So honestly, I think the only flavors that she really bought my sister and I were strawberry. And if my sister begged for it, she would get like some sort of chocolate one. So I guess I have to answer with strawberry, because if she was going to give in to buying us Pop-Tarts, it was going to be something with fruit in it. Fruit. But I mean, even like Cocoa Puffs, Lucky Charms, like stuff like that, it was like on special occasion. Like if she felt very like, I'm going to be nice. And it was mostly Marley that wanted those cereals, I feel like. But otherwise it was like Honey Nut Cheerios, or even not even Honey Nut, but we would have to put sugar on it to eat it because it was so bland.
Yeah.
Am I wrong though? She never really bought that stuff.
Not so much.
Not a lot.
I think they were there, you know, but only a small amount.
But even then, I don't think we were much breakfast eaters either. I think they mostly, well, our sister was so picky. I think she had to buy those things to put in her lunch. So like butter sandwiches and
butter sandwiches.
It's like the only thing that Marley would eat for a while was bread with butter.
And butter. Well, why not? That's
I'm sure
amazing.
the Julia Child diet.
And cold noodles sometimes went into her lunch packs. Just cold noodles. Mom was waiting for the teacher to call her and ask what kind of lunch she was packing. But
Okay.
Let's
my
make fun
favorite
of Marley
food-
some more, since she can come on the show and defend herself these days.
Oh man, has she appeared yet?
Yeah, twice.
Twice.
Yeah. So
I still remember when Dad was working out in the office in Hubbard, and so it was just Marley and I in the house. She used to eat top ramen. I could make that when I was 10. So I would make top ramen, and then one day she asked what the little green floaty thing was in the ramen, and I was like, it's always been there. It's what makes the flavor. Well, nope, she didn't like top ramen anymore. Because she saw the little green floaty thing, and she was just like, yeah, no, it's icky now. So then I gave up. It was butter sandwiches from there on out, and watermelon with no black seeds.
My God, Jesus. Okay. All right. All right.
yeah. That's
But,
Marley. That's our sister.
She's getting better.
Yeah.
She eats cowboy pizzas with no mushrooms now. Yeah.
That's
So,
specific. Okay.
but,
Well, all right then. Thanks, Lily, for coming on. It was really fun to
Yeah.
talk to you.
happy.
Good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. So
Yeah, since Christmas, I think.
the
But even
other
then,
Christmas,
there's so many family members.
not this
on.
last Christmas, the one before.
Well, last year was
It didn't exist.
Don't ca-
So yeah.
yeah.
True. And we'll see what happens this year.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, thanks for coming on, and thanks everybody for watching. And next week on the show, we're having somebody that Lily knows. We're having our uncle Dave. Dave is going to be on the show, and he's going to talk all about live in Seattle, how Seattle has changed since then, and his younger days, his youthful days, going to see the concerts of the big famous grunge bands like Nirvana and Pearl Jam back in the 80s before they got big. One story, I think, is that he got to see Rodrigo. What is the name of that band before they were
Mookie Blaylock.
Mookie Blaylock? Yes, which was Pearl Jam before
Pearl
they
Jam before. Yeah.
before they were Pearl Jam. Saw in a tiny venue, just maybe 100 Seattle back in the 80s. Tell us all about that. And see us next week. Thanks for watching now, and have a great week, everybody. See you all later.